Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. My name's GBay99. I hope you all are having a wonderful day. Today, I have another League of Legends discussion video for you guys, where I know we've been making a lot of these discussion videos, it feels like. I want to do more gameplay stuff. We'll have a gameplay video coming out tomorrow, but today I want to take some time to talk about yesterday's video, because I got some deserved hate for it, and I want to address it, and it also brings up a question that I've been meaning to talk about for a very long time. So, for those of you who haven't seen yesterday's video, basically what the video was it was a video where I discussed a number of different announcements and news stuff that's been going on in League of Legends, and one of the big things that happened was Riot made their announcement for their new badge system that they're bringing into Ranked to help solve the issue that a lot of players feel like personal evaluation in Ranked is being taken away from the game. So there's a number of things that we talked about, but there was one moment in particular where I said that this is a good change, right? Because you now have a badge of shame that you can give to all the boosted animals out there, and it turns out that insulting your viewers and calling them boosted animals is not a very good idea. For those of you who don't know how the system works, it's like your past 25 wins, you will have a badge assigned to you based off of how you got those wins. So if you played all those games on your own, you get the solo badge. If you played them with a group of 2 to 4 people, then you get the dynamic badge, and then if you played them with a group of 5 people, then you get the team badge. And this obviously kind of incentivizes people to flame people who have the dynamic and team badges for not getting them legitimately, for getting them, playing with friends using the dynamic queue system rather than doing it solo, which we're kind of saying is like the right way, the people that are saying this is a good change. And I think this actually brings up a really interesting point that is entirely not fair to you guys, not fair to the people that actually do want to use the dynamic queue system to do what it was intended to do, to play with their friends. There was a video that I believe there's a video that Sky made where he had a very interesting way of talking about this, where he said it's kind of like a lot of the changes the Riot has been making recently with dynamic queue and with a lot of the incentivizing players to play with friends, where they're giving, champion mastery points are easier to get when you play in a party. There's all these, IP boosts for people that play in a party, and a bunch of reasons for you to play in a party. It's like Riot is telling solo players you're playing the game the wrong way. And that is, I think that really hits the nail on the head. Reddit went way overboard, if you ask me. Reddit had another way of saying it, where they said it's kind of like if you don't have any friends, then your life isn't worth rewarding, which is a little more dramatic of a way to say it. But I really like that phrase that Sky used, where it's like Riot is saying you're playing the game the wrong way. And I do think this is one of the reasons that dynamic queue is sort of bringing up a lot of the frustrations that players have with the system, and not just dynamic queue, but the way that Riot has been handling it, saying that we want League of Legends to be a team-oriented game. It's like they're saying that if you aren't playing with a team, you're playing it the wrong way. This dynamic queue badge system, or the dynamic and team badges that they're handing out, I thought it was going to be a good system, because the reason that I have an issue with it is that the ranked system right now isn't measuring everyone's skill accurately, because certain players are queuing with a group of friends, and even though they can theoretically be worse players, they're getting boosted by their teammates to get to ratings higher than they would have gotten to if they played on their own. And this is a way to sort of correct that. So if you look at someone that's Diamond 5, you can tell whether they got to Diamond 5 on their own, or whether they got to Diamond 5 through playing with a bunch of friends. But this is just it's gonna kind of incentivize people to be rude and maybe flame their teammates if they have this badge of shame, as a lot of people are calling it already. It does kind of do the exact thing that solo players hated that Riot has been doing to us. It's like you're telling these dynamic queue players they're playing the game the wrong way because they're playing with friends. And I want to take some time to apologize to my viewers. I did not mean, I was mostly joking when I said in yesterday's video that you guys are playing the game the wrong way just because you want to use the dynamic queue system to do what it was meant to do and play with your friends. But this brings up a more interesting question that I want to discuss today, which is why I'm making this video. It's probably going to be titled something like, why do we play ranked? Why do you guys, why does everyone in League of Legends choose to play ranked over the other game modes? And this is something that I think it's a kind of interesting question that not a lot of people really think about that often, and it kind of sheds some light onto why people want to play ranked with their friends. So first things first, The number one reason, if you ask someone, why do you play ranked? The number one reason they are going to give you, or the most common reason you're going to get from them, is I want to have a place where I can show off my skill, right? Like in normal games, that's where you can play the game and you can just play the game for fun. You can play the game with a bunch of friends and have a bunch of weird crap that goes on. Try a team of 5 people that all take smite, or 5 people that all take teleport. You can have you can play roles that you're not comfortable with, champions that you're not comfortable with, and not feel too bad if you don't do too well, because it's only normal games, right? It doesn't really matter as much if you don't win. It's only a normal. So that, I mean, it's only a normal. You don't have to worry about that too often. But ranked is typically been the area where you go in with the mentality of, okay, I'm going to take the game a little more seriously. I'm going to play my best roles. I'm going to play my best champions. I'm going to do the best that I can possibly do in the game, and I'm going to be assigned a rating that shows that. You know, back we used the ELO system for a couple of years, and now we use the league system, where you can say that, hey, I'm gold, I'm platinum, I'm diamond, and that's supposed to carry some weight. You know, whether or not you're using that to say that, hey, I'm gold, and so that makes me amazing, or I'm bronze, and that makes me crap. It's not necessarily about being able to say and show off to everyone, hey, look, I'm diamond, I'm platinum, I'm master, or whatever. It's also a way that people can measure their skill to themselves and then use that as a stepping stone, as a tool for them to improve on their own play, right? Like, it's really difficult. Play Overwatch right now and try and get better at Overwatch with no ranking system. It's a difficult thing to do. It's the same thing in normal games. Without knowing where you are on the ladder, without being able to see an MMR rating or a league rating or whatever that goes up and down, it's difficult to tell when you're improving, when you're getting better at the game, and when you're not, when you're losing, when you're not getting better, when you're stagnating, or if you're losing skill and developing bad habits. It's a really difficult thing to tell when you aren't playing ranked, and this is why a lot of people play ranked, and this is also why a lot of people don't like dynamic queue. The people that play ranked for this reason feel like dynamic queue devalues the fact that it devalues the ranking. It takes away the competitive integrity of League of Legends, where you no longer know if the people in your rating deserve to be in your rating, and it kind of skews the ladder. Boosting is so much easier now. So many people are boosting. There's boosters everywhere. Riot went out and banned a bunch of boosters recently, a bunch of boosting accounts. There's a lot of things like that that are really messing up the rating system and taking away the integrity of the system, which is why a lot of people hate dynamic queue. And it's not even necessarily to say that if you queue with a group of friends that automatically makes you a worse player for getting to the rating that you're getting to, but you're playing the game in a different way, right? Like a solo queue player is focusing on, like, let's say a solo queue top laner or mid laner, you're going to be focusing on playing carry champions, on having map awareness, on doing a bunch of things to solo carry a team and group your group of teammates together to win a game in solo queue. Whereas if you're playing with a team, you can do a bunch of stuff that solo players wouldn't be able to do. If you're playing with a group of friends, you can try strategies that you normally wouldn't be able to do. And because of that, a lot of solo players out there are, you know, you're doing things that those solo players wouldn't normally be able to do. And that does take skill. You know, I'm not trying to devalue your skill or your ratings that you guys get, but the fact that you're throwing these two different people who are playing the game in two different ways into the same queuing system, it doesn't accurately measure everyone's skill, as I continuously say. But there is another reason people play ranked, and this is the thing that I think is going overlooked by a lot of players, and this is the reason, if you ask me, I assume at least, this is one of the reasons that a lot of players want to play ranked with friends. I don't really want to fire shots at other YouTubers here. You know what? Screw it. I'll fire some shots. If you guys go and watch another YouTuber and you watch a YouTuber that just gets pentakills all the time because they're playing in custom games with fans, or they're playing in normal games for their gameplay videos, like, that's not as impressive as if you're a challenger player and you get a pentakill in challenger. That's not as impressive if you're playing in ranked against people who are as good or better than you. I mean, when I do a Road to Diamond series, the reason that I think Road to Diamond series and just ranked in general is so fun is because when I have a cool moment that happens, when I have a pentakill. Pentakills are so rare for me because I only play ranked, and it's a lot more difficult to make something cool happen in a ranked game than it is in a normal. A lot of this gameplay footage you're seeing, I've been recording this gameplay footage today, and these games are normal games where I'm getting matched up with level 24s, people that aren't even level 30 on my team and on the enemy team. Of course, you're going to be able to get level, pentakills. Of course, you're going to be able to have cool jukes. Of course, you're going to have lanes that you win and cool moments that happen in the game when you're playing against people that are substantially worse than you. Normal games don't feel as impressive as ranked when you have cool moments happen, and I think that's a thing that people aren't really thinking about that often. Ranked is a lot more intense of an environment in both a bad way and a good way, right? Like, it just makes the gameplay so much more intense. So when you have a pentakill in ranked, it's so much more satisfying. It makes you so much happier. It's so much more cool and exciting. But then, of course, on the opposite side of the coin, when you do really badly and you get flamed by your teammates, the flame is going to be 10 times worse because you are doing badly, and you're going to end up losing your teammates' rating as well as yourself. Like, that's something that I think I can kind of understand. I'll be honest. I can kind of understand if there are people out there that play ranked, not necessarily just to say that, oh, I'm going to go and try and get to a certain rating and then try and show off to everyone how good I am by being that rating. A lot of people do want to play ranked just to elevate that gameplay, to have, it's like ranked is like, I don't know, ranked is like smoking, and then normal games are like nicotine patches, or okay, that metaphor actually makes no sense. But you guys know what I mean? Like, ranked is the pure, uncut stuff. Ranked is 10 times more exciting. It's 10 times more thrilling, 10 times more intense than normal games, and it's a much different experience than if you are playing normal games. And I can kind of understand if there are people out there that want to take that gameplay, and they're lucky enough to have a bunch of really good friends that they want to play games with, and they want to show off and share those moments with those good friends that they have. They want to not just duo queue with one guy and duo queue like a girlfriend that duo queues with a boyfriend to carry her up to super high rating and all that, but a lot of people that do want to say, hey, I want to group up with my friends and play a game where I get to share that intense competitive experience with my friends. I think that's the reason that a lot of people really do like dynamic queue, and I think that's the reason that Riot implemented it in the first place. Now, I'm not saying that I think that dynamic queue is worth it. I still don't really think that dynamic queue is I don't, even with this new badge change, I don't really think that dynamic queue is a good overall change for the community, because it has just completely messed up the competitive scene at higher ratings. It really, the boosting problem is also kind of ridiculous, and everything that's just been going on in the ranked system. It really is frustrating for a lot of people that are solo players and prefer their old system anyway, to see all these problems crop up and say, come on, Riot, just give us solo queue back. But I do think we are kind of overlooking why people like it in the first place, why people asked for it in the first place, and I apologize if I was very, very condescending and rude to you guys in yesterday's video. Anyway, I hope you guys all enjoyed watching this video. I will be back tomorrow with another gameplay video. If you guys do still enjoy these discussion videos, feel free to leave a like. I do always get like a lot more hate and negative comments, which some of them are just kind of stupid, mean comments that you always get as a YouTuber, but I am kind of curious if you guys do enjoy these kinds of discussion videos, where if you do, I will keep on making them. But either way, we'll have a gameplay video out for you tomorrow, but until then, thank you very much for watching, good luck in solo queue, and have a wonderful day.